Okay, that was Shallow by a lady, G-A-G-A, Lady Gaga. I've got a couple of guests in the studio, and it's not Cam, it's Cam Kane.
Other way around.
Other way around. Cam Kane.
Yeah.
Jeez. I bet you, a lot of people would say Cam, wouldn't they?
Yeah, people get confused. Stuff like that, yeah, they're like Cam.
Yeah.
I often get Dane. Dane is a big one. I often get called Dane.
Dane?
Yeah, I don't know where they get that from, eh?
That's weird, eh?
We work with the Shane as well.
We do. It's all getting quite confusing.
It's getting hard.
Yeah. So tell me, firstly, we'll do it like individual. No, we can do it both together. Yeah, so generally, what's the go here, guys?
So we've recently joined forces to create different initiative. So we've both worked as musicians for a number of years. I started a business called Hip Hop Initiative. And the reason I started that business was there was a social media influencer called Jatsky, and he interviewed me in the city. And then he ended up interviewing another guy named Jax who had cerebral palsy. That guy Jax had seen me do like a freestyle rap battle video in the city, and he said, "Oh, look, I really want to write my first rap song." So then this social media influencer Jatsky hit me up, and he was like, "Could you help Jax to write his first song?" I'd been doing support work for 10 years as well, on and off. So then I was like, man, like, let's get this happening. So we put together a little team. Kane was a part of that team in terms of the music video, and that was where it all started. And then I met a guy named Shane, who was quadriplegic, and he was writing raps in secret with a motion sensor on his lip for 3 years, and he'd never shown anyone. So to communicate with him, you would lip read him. So he ended up showing me because he knew I was a rapper. And then we ended up I just helped him to refine the flow of his lyrics and just help with the spacing and stuff. And then I was able to voice his lyrics that he'd written down. I'd rapped it to his dad. At the end of the year, we're going to be going and playing it at Barefaced Stories. So that was pretty much my sign. After that second thing happened, I was like, I want to do more with this. So I started Hip Hop Initiative, started mentoring, and then we linked up to do stuff on a bigger scale so we can do group workshops and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's your part in it?
Well, we kind of just do a bit of everything together. I'm a producer and engineer, and I studied that back in the day, and so I've been producing for about 7 years now. And so I have that skill set, and then I get into videography and stuff as well. I'm a sort of all-round creative. I like doing art, and I just like creating stuff, So when we work together, Cam's been I looked up to him a lot, growing up, his hip-hop music. So he looks after the songwriting side of things when we're doing our workshops, and I look after the production side of things. So we kind of just split it like that. And then it evens out, it just works well.
So when you say workshops, what are we talking about here, guys?
So we've done a few workshops. They're like youth workshops. We've predominantly done them with youth programs. So we did with City of Wanneroo. We did a workshop there. And we just work with kids. It depends on what they are wanting. We can cater to their needs. We're about to go up to Kalbarri for a day and do that next month, a youth workshop. So it'll be like a 4-hour workshop kind of thing. We'll teach them a bit of production, a bit of songwriting, and then we'll have a song by the end of it, and we do a little sort of music video with them if that's what they want as well. So yeah, it's all different things. And then we're talking to another school and we're doing a 10-week course. So we do long courses as well, where we'll go in once a week and we'll do an hour with them, and then by the end of it we've got this project together, And it's all about learning to express yourself through the music. We're all about we call our hip hop conscious hip hop. So it's about getting into the heart and really talking about what's going on for you, It's not so much that gangster rap kind of stuff. It's more, a conscious tip.
So, do you get funded for this, guys, or
not currently?
Not currently. So we are looking to apply for some grants and stuff. But because we've only recently joined, our focus initially has just been to really get some more consistent. Because we're doing one-off workshops. So now we can't name any of them because we're finalising the details in terms of pricing and everything. But we definitely will look at getting grants probably in the new year to help fund it.
At this radio station, guys, I get to interview so many people with different aspects, you can get a lot of groups in here and this, that, the other, and it's blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But this is whole new to me. Like,
That's cool. That's kind of what we're about. Hence the different, the name.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's amazing that, again, because I like music and I try and listen to a lot.
Yeah.
You mentioned just in that about you're not so much into gangster.
Yeah, I think there's lots of different types of hip hop, right? And I think especially in Australia, there's a very underground scene, which is what we came up in. But now, like for me and him, we're both in recovery from drugs and alcohol, so we're very open and we like to talk about what's going on for us internally, and we like to inspire young people to do the same. Because we didn't have that when we were younger, so a big motivation for me getting into this sort of area of music is that I didn't have the right mentor at the time, and if I did have that when I was younger, it could have been a very different outcome for me as a young person. And I think there's a lack of that, especially for men. I know, like in the teaching, in the schools, there's a lack of male teachers and there's a lack of male role models, in general. So for us to step up and do that, I think, it's definitely needed in today's society,
I think it's great that that you do stuff like you were saying from the heart. I think that's very important in any genre that you do, whether it be painting, this, that, the other. But I think music, a lot of music artists are famous through writing. I won't say bland songs, but just songs which happen to have a good.
Like a melody,
and I think, but the actual song, then you get some people who can write songs which are not very melodic, but they're very deep. And I think that's a question to you guys. I think the better songwriters don't come out and say something. Yes, I love you. They will put it in a nuance, and you got to work out. That's what he means, or she means. Yeah, is that what you find?
I think so.
I agree. I think like what I love about, because we both sing and rap, and like what I love about hip hop and writing rap is like you're able to get into a lot of detail. So like with singing, like you're limited to a lot less words. So the words you say are very impactful. But like when you've got all that space, like you can really get into so much depth. And there's actually there's so much like intelligence that goes into writing. A lot of people see the surface level side of hip hop and they think that's all there is. But when you go into it, like some of these guys are geniuses, man. Like when the complexities and the technicalities, but definitely like in terms of the words you use, like singing in a chorus and stuff like that. Like, it's very. My mind's gone blank.
It's a different kind of skill set, right? It's a very different approach because you have to fit in what you mean, to some regard within this small space, So it's just a very different, like I said, hip hop. You can really tell a story, Where I guess when it comes to melodic and singing and indie sort of stuff, it's left to interpretation a lot of the time. Someone will make up a completely different story about what you've written about,
When you combine the two, it's powerful.
It's magical.
Because you've got both elements.
Yeah.
You can really push out, because sometimes I'm trying to rap something out, but I need to sing it to really push that emotion out. But then sometimes I need to get into the details, and that's how I can heal in another sense, because I'm getting into the fine...
Different layers of healing, through different 100%. Times of music. Yeah, definitely.
I've got a question here, which I hope you don't sort of throw things at me here, because if we talk that... in general music, not that I particularly like the music, but everybody will know who Taylor Swift is. Right? And she's the most popular singer at the moment. But personally, not for me.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to chuck one at you, which I do like, and you're going to go, oh no, everybody's there. Is Eminem good?
Oh yeah, Eminem's dope.
Especially like... In terms of technical skills, like in the early days, like Infinite is still my favourite album, which is his first album. But he's sort of changed as time went on. Like, I think it feels a bit forced now that he's older, because it's like, I think he has this kind of, he's comparing himself to the old him, and I don't know what's going on, man.
You just never know, do you?
You don't know.
It's also when like artists get older, you always have that nostalgic, memories with the old stuff, and then they change.
Yeah, and I think too with most artists that they lose the edge. Comedians are similar. They come up and they've got the edge, as in a lot of the great songwriters did. And then as they get older, they sort of...
Yeah, they kind of done it all as well.
That's the other thing. Yeah,
same with like Bob. I heard that about Bob Dylan. Someone said they went and saw like his like a more recent show. Yeah, because I watched the movie recently.
What'd you think of it?
Phenomenal, man. Awesome. I bought a harmonica after that.
That's interesting. Yeah,
I still have to see it.
It's really good.
Cool,
I saw it too. Yeah. I think it's interesting in that he was, like we were saying before, he's more, and I've said this, actually I was speaking to somebody last week, in his regard, I think he's actually more a poet than a singer.
It kind of like comes back to what you were saying before. He doesn't necessarily write these amazing, but what he says.
Oh, it's just
the emotion and the imperfections is what makes it so beautiful.
He's... very clever. I mean, his personality is his personality, isn't it? I mean,
that's what makes him, though, right? That's what makes him. Like,
I think so. I mean, he goes, he's arrogant, is this, that, But it's funny without digressing too much from what we're talking about. But what I found strange, and you guys may not remember it, but about 20 years ago, tell you, he joined the Travelling Wilburys.
Okay.
Don't know whether you've ever...
No.
Travelling Wilburys was Bob Dylan, Tom Petty, Roy Orbison...
I think I've heard about
George Harrison. Now, I think somebody with the ego of Bob Dylan, why would he do that? Yeah. Unless he actually liked what he was doing and respected other musicians, which I think is good. But anyway, going back to Eminem, I listened to a lot of his tracks and I think, wow, the way he... I have trouble understanding the hip hop. It's so quick sometimes. And I think, wow, what did he just say then? But sometimes Eminem's ones were a little bit slower. I don't quite understand them. And he said, whose sense, no sense, 2 cents makes no sense at all. I thought that was quite clever.
Yeah, he's super clever.
The way he bends.
Oh, he's the word bender.
Yeah.
And they sort of rhyme even though they shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's the word bend. It's like when you can say words in a certain way, you can make them sound like they rhyme, and that he's the most flawless with it because most people aren't even realising he's doing it. They're just like, that rhymes, isn't it?
That's right.
He has a video, he's like, orange, porridge. He does that. He does that sort of stuff, He's a weapon, though.
He's amazing.
That's interesting.
It's funny what you said to circle back in terms of a lot of people say it to me, they're like, I have trouble kind of understanding. And I think it's because when you've been listening to hip-hop your whole life, we've got a processor that's running at it's like the brand new, and someone is just coming in to listen to it the first time. It's there's punchlines, there's multi-syllables, they're just
that's it. And that's me. That's exactly me.
It's like a drum to you.
Man, slow down. It's an instrument, right? Your voice is an instrument. And with hip-hop, you really do use that instrument of rhythm and voice, and words, and then you're combining all these different aspects of writing. It's crazy
puzzle
stuff.
It's like to be a good hip hop artist is to be a puzzle master. In terms
you're serious,
of the technical
because you're piecing it.
You get better at it over time, and then one, there'll be 3 words rhyming at a time. There'll be the more you get into the depth, the first line will tie in with the last line. It's like the best puzzle masters are
I agree.
Kendricks and Eminem and people
all those
like
guys.
that.
And you can't really
J. Cole.
It's a hard thing to teach as well because it kind of comes with experience, and you don't really think about what you're learning while you're learning these things over the years. You just and then you start teaching some of the young lads we're working with, and Cam will say something, I'll be like, oh yeah, and then you do this and this, but it's not until you really think about it that you realise what you're actually doing, and your skill set is you're
wait, because I've been doing hip hop for 17 years, and I started writing poetry when I was 5,
long time,
and singing. So I've been rapping for probably 17, 18 years, and
long time,
freestyling pretty much every day.
So freestyling's when you just
make stuff up,
off the top, you just make it out of...
He's amazing at it. He's
freestyle rap.
So, because this is, as I say, I'm like a a kid with a new toy here in that. I'm just so when you say freestyling, how long would that go for?
Bro, if it's him, he'll go for 20 minutes.
I've gone for,
he'll go for a long time. If you don't stop him, sometimes I have to stop him, eh?
Yeah. Oh, man, I've gone for days.
So you can, if I held my phone up here, would you be I'm not asking you to do it, by the way.
I may as well.
Would you be able to? Would you be able to sort of freestyle about that phone?
Yeah, anything.
definitely.
I'll do anything in the room. So it'd be like, he's got the phone. You know that he about to call me. That's the way it goes. Yeah, we here telling that story. It's different media. That be the initiative. And right now, man, we hold it down for the syndicate. We got the teddy bear in the back and the fan too. Feeling like a fan belt. We got the van too. We're out the back. We got to suck it up like vacuums. That's the way it goes. Rolling with my platoon. Hey, and you know we on there, we on the radio, staying low. They don't hate it though, they love it. There's no other emotion to feel. That's the way it goes, man. Focusing on the skill. It's like, hey, we on IPL. That's the way we roll. Got the headphones and right now we getting low. No Lil Jon, check it out. Ain't a metronome, but it go click, snap your fingers to get it, bro.
It's amazing.
He's good, man.
That is honestly amazing.
Yeah. He's got a skill for it.
So what you've done is just picked up the phone and then included the bear in the corner, the vacuum and the headphones. It just all rolls.
Yeah, we kind of talk about it like, because you collect a vocabulary over time. And because he's been doing it so long, like his vocabulary is crazy. Oh. You know what I mean? And then you just like, you sort of like fill it in with words you already know and then you look at... It's also like a spiritual kind of thing, isn't it? We talk about that too. You got to let go of like the pressure you put on yourself. And the more you allow yourself to let go, the better it comes out. It's an interesting art form, man.
You know, and that's the thing, guys, you know, like, I hope I'm going down the right track with these questions.
That's cool. Man. We're just like music,
where it's meant to go.
Yeah, exactly. We're chilling.
What I find that is sitting here for the last 10 or so minutes, is that I didn't think it was an art. Now, you may, and that's not meant to sound offensive at all. I just thought it's just people...
That comes back to what he said before. People just see the surface level of something and like until you really dive into something yourself. It's like anything, right? It's like when you get a new job and you're like, oh, that'd be easy. And then you try it and you're like, there's way more to it than I thought, you know?
Yeah.
Because hip-hop basically has been weaponized to paint a certain picture or tell a certain story and narrative that's used to kind of like, you know, bring people down and keep people stuck in a negative, you know, negative culture. And like, but hip hop at its essence is about community. It's about self-expression. It's about telling your story. And that's like what I think is making a resurgence, because as much as all of this stuff, it might be fun to listen to or whatever, unfortunately there's a kid that takes that stuff literally. You know what I mean? And they're going to listen to that, they're going to start telling that story that someone else's, and then boom, blink, and they're that person, you know? And that was me a lot of the time. I was influenced by, you know, gangster rap and all of that stuff. And then I ended up going down the path of addiction and drugs and all of that stuff that comes with it. You know what I mean? And like, but then as much as hip hop in a sense, you know, probably wasn't healthy to begin with, it actually ended up being one of the main forces that got me out of it, because I could express what I was going through. And I found a connection, you know, I met him, you know, in recovery, not even through, it just kind of happened at the right time. A mutual friend. And
So what do you guys hope to achieve as like working together?
Sort of thing? Well, we just want to help young people find direction and a healthy outlet for themselves to express themselves and create that safe space and trust between them, you know. And then, like, I guess our hopes are for them to influence other young people, you know.
Wow.
But we just want to we're all about community and connecting other people, man. Like when we do events, our events are about connecting people who usually wouldn't connect with each other. So we base all our hip hop events around stuff like that. So we just like bringing people together, man. That's why I like music. I like music because it can bring people together.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of our goal, right? Like that's from my perspective anyway. Yeah.
It's amazing, like, you know, and that's the beauty of, probably I always say this on air, I'm lucky that I get to meet people like yourselves, because I think, again, you guys, I'll just ask your opinion, it's... You have a perception And there's a perception about young people, there's a perception about old people, and we also believe it, but that's what gets fed to us all the time. And, you know, the perception I would think of hip-hop and that is it's all about gangsters and, you know, shooting and all that.
Yeah.
That's the perception. And yet what you're telling me is really that's not reality at all.
No, it's completely different.
It's almost like, in a sense, it's a degradation to the culture itself that it's gone down that road, because like that's not how it started, you know. And then there was a few songs that started to take off, and then it became a negative force, you know. And it makes people feel trapped in their environment. It makes people feel like that's the best outcome for them, you know. The only way for them to get rich or whatever is to sell drugs or whatever it is, you know, all these narratives that they start to reenact in their lives, you know, and it keeps people trapped. But hip hop is about freedom, you know.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanting to, let's just say there's gangster, I'm only trying to make it basic, there's gangster hip hop. What would you guys say to whatever, 8-10-year-old kid who wants to listen to hip-hop? Is there any artist or artist you say, well, if you listen to this hip-hop, it's like if you want good versus the gangster, which may be bad. Is there...
Yeah. I think, like, music's so selective and, you can only influence someone so much. But there's heaps of artists we listen to, right? Like, one of my favourite artists is Mac Miller.
Mac Miller.
Yeah, Mac Miller. He passed away when he was, like, 25. But he struggled with drugs and stuff, but he was really good at expressing himself. And that's the kind of stuff I grew up on. And it's a more conscious type of hip-hop. It's more like, it's about self-expression, you know. It's not about trying to be someone you're not.
I was heavily influenced by, like, a lot of UK hip-hop. So, like, there's a guy, Flip Tricks, and a guy, Verb T. And I think what's interesting about them is they share their perspectives in such a, like, profound, thought-out way.
Yeah, it's like spiritual, sort of.
But at the same time, like, kids are going to gravitate towards what they want, and unfortunately a lot of the time, you know, they're going to listen to that stuff, but at least if they can bounce, you know, the gangster stuff, at least if they can bounce it out with some conscious stuff, then it gives them two paths, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And they might go, this feels good when I'm feeling, you know what I mean, but like, I still want to hear this. And eventually you hope that now that they've got that option, when they're ready, they might venture more into the conscious side rather than into that side. Because the other reality is most of the kids that listen to the gangster rap, they're not gangster, they're just deluding themselves, and it makes them feel tough in the moment. Yeah. but you know, like, the reality is they're just talking.
Especially young men, you know. It's a big problem for young men, because we're so easily influenced when we're young, right? Like, in general. But if you're a young man and you don't really have any kind of role model that you're looking up to, and all of a sudden you're looking up to some, you know, big rapper who's talking about stuff they probably don't even actually do in their real life, you know. So, it can be a dark space, but there's heaps of conscious artists as well now. And I think it's cool because they're, like, incorporating the same styles, and there's, like, even, like, Christian rap that's, like, incorporating the same sort of mainstream, and they're dope. Yeah, they're really cool artists, man. Like, they're making dope music.
Sorry, dope.
Cool.
Oh, right, okay, sorry.
Two thumbs up.
It really is a fascinating genre.
Yeah,
it is.
It really is.
Yeah.
And so production, as I said to you before, I think I'm not sure off here or not.
Yeah.
I listened to a bloke in England who's a musician.
Yeah.
And he's got a very good ear, as in picking up notes. And he'll say, did you hear that? And I think, mate, it will sound the same to me. But he talks a lot about how artificial music is now. Do you find that? Like, he would say that they'll get for example, just pick a group, they'll get them live in 1974. They have it playing live, and he goes, "Oh, have a look at this." He said, now they've re-released it on YouTube, and they've auto-corrected it.
It's all flattened and
It's all flat. And he goes, there's no emotion. There's no human thing in there at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely, man. Like, there's a lot of big artists that have videos out there, and they talk about, like, how, like, I always like the demo better. He always loves, like, we've released demos, and we actually, funny story, man, we paid a guy $1,000 to mix and master one of our tracks. and then we listened to it and we listened to mine and we used my demo.
Really?
Yeah, because we were like, because it was mixed really well. Like, he's one of the better guys in Perth, but it took all the love that we sort of put into it. Man.
Exactly. Yeah.
The rugged old thing we made was like, it just sounded better.
Yeah. Because you get, I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent, but you get the raw emotion. Like if a singer speaks in anger in a song, then that's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
But if they auto-tune it, it just doesn't sound the same.
It can, like, I think if you people do it really well with auto-tune. It just depends how you use it and stuff, right? And the emotion you're putting in it and the intention you're putting behind that sort of stuff, you know what I mean?
Type of music as well, even.
Yeah, because I've got I released a song recently and there's got a little bit of auto-tune on it, but you wouldn't be able to tell, you know what I mean? Only I would be able to tell. Like, you wouldn't notice. If I turned it off and on, you wouldn't know the difference. Gotcha. Yeah. So it just depends. Like, all artists in the professional industry use auto-tune to some degree.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them do anyway.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying, because there's an industry standard, and the industry standard is polished, you know?
That's it, yes. That's what this bloke's saying.
Yeah, and people don't know the difference, you know, when they're listening. All they hear is what they're hearing. And, it can be a bit of a rabbit hole, you know what I mean?
It is, especially when they, what do they say? Audio tracks. What do they call them? They use the same audio tracks that they did 20 years ago, and they're still using it.
Yeah.
You know? And I think he said, well, you're not paying for live artists.
Yeah.
You're paying...
It's different, man. It's funny, I did hip-hop for so long, and I picked up the guitar again, 4 years ago. Now I predominantly do acoustic sort of stuff for my own pleasure, but a lot of my stuff's influenced now from that, and I like that because it's raw. It's different, man. You know, it's very different.
That's what you want to hear. You want to hear a bloke or a woman or whatever not being perfect.
Yeah,
you know, because that's them coming through.
That's kind of our style too. My singing style is very broken and raw and rustic. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's not perfect. I've been to vocal lessons and stuff, and I didn't like that, so I just taught it myself, and Cam's the same, you know. And we have imperfections in our voice, and I think that's why people like our stuff.
I think so too, actually. You know.
Yeah.
Guys, so if we want to find out more about you personally, or you as a duo working together, what do they do?
So for starters, the best place to find solo is probably Instagram. So if you look up Alta Soul Gang, so it's ALTA,
Alta,
and then Soul Gang.
Yep.
And then mine's Just Kane, so it's the word just, and then _ KANE.
Yep.
XX at the end. Yeah.
Okay, and that's on Instagram?
Yeah. You can find us pretty much anywhere.
There's a link to, our link tree there where you can find all our music and everything.
Oh, so we can listen to your music?
Yeah, we got music videos on YouTube and everything.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Lots of music.
So if I can YouTube you guys?
Yeah, just look up Just Kane or Alta. We do have a few duo tracks that you'll find there as
really?
well. Yeah, we've done some stuff together.
Just look up Alta Soul Gang on YouTube, because there's a few...
We'll have to write this down.
There's a few Norwegian Alps and stuff that might come up first.
Okay, I just got to write that down so when I go home, I can, because I like, finding out new things.
Yeah.
Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, likewise.
And I've just... Again, I've just learnt so much, as I always do. Look, the good thing is, we started off the conversation. Music is such a door opener, the whole lot. And if you want to shut the door on hip hop or rap, then fine, shut the door.
Yeah.
But there might be a lot of good stuff there that you'll never know.
Absolutely.
If you don't just give it a go.
Yeah.
So many artists, people are coming here and say, you got to listen to this. And I go, I listen to it, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But there's some, I come in like, gee, that's really good.
Yeah.
But you don't try.
Yeah, exactly.
Who wants to be stuck in the 70s, in my opinion, or 60s or whatever?
Yeah.
There were some good artists like Bob Dylan and that, but
time.
there's not all of them.
Yeah, not all of them.
That's it,
There wasn't so many options back then.
No, it's so much easier to find music as well now,
No, it is, isn't it?
Infinite supply.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You look up these random things, you go, geez, I was there at that concert.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks again.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Cam and Kane.
Yeah.
So I got that right eventually, and I'll just write down where you are and what you do. And
awesome.
Thanks very much. Unfortunately, I've got to go back to commercial music now, which is...
You've got to have a balance,
All righty, here we go. A bit of a popular song here, which is going to be the disdain of these gentlemen. Okay, thanks again, guys.
Thanks, mate.